Row 1. Text, Notepad window, text editor, editing. Remember, this is not teaching man teacher. It is useful for recalling when exam coming man student. Just close eyes and listen. Based on G scheme for Electronics Engineering Group. Subject, Computer Hardware and Networking, 17,533. These are mostly important questions which is always repeat. Form top to end it, reduce repeated changes. X question 1 is more important than 2 in notes. And note warning sign that this is not all chapter.
Computer Hardware and Networking Chapter 2. 1. 1. With the help of diagram, explain working of UPS, description 2M, diagram 2M, any other correct diagram, and corresponding description should be given full credit. The UPS delivers uninterrupted power to the AC load. It consists of the following functional blocks. AC mains section contains filter, transformer, and rectifier. It receives AC supply, filters it with the help of line filters, and rectifies it to the desired level of the load. Battery charger with circuit and battery. It converts the AC supply to the desired DC levels, and charges the battery. It has special protection to prevent overcharging of batteries. Static switch/contactor. In the event of power failure, the inverter is connected to the load with the help of switch. The inverter changes from the battery to AC of constant frequency and amplitude. It also has synchronization circuits for smooth changeover from mains to inverter AC. Avoid. 2. Draw the 20-pin ATX power connection with color code, and describe the signals. Diagram 2M, explanation 2M, any one diagram can be considered. 20-pin ATX power connection with color code. -12V used in some types of serial port circuits. -5V used for floppy controllers. 0V ground plus 3.3V used in many of the new CPUs, system memory, AGP video cards. Power good signal, PWOK. The computer will start up only after power good signal has been generated. +5 VSB standby voltage, which supplies power to special circuits, even when SMPS is off. PS on is an input to SMPS only when the signal is low. Computer Hardware and Networking Chapter 2. 2. 3. State any 3 points of difference between online UPS and offline UPS. Any 3 points. 3M. Computer Hardware and Networking Chapter 2. 3. 4. Draw and explain the block diagram of SMPS. Diagram 1M, explanation 2M. SMPS used in a PC has 5 sections. AC input section receives unregulated input AC supply from mains. This signal is filtered using line filter and given to full wave rectifier for rectification. The fuse protects the SMPS from overcurrent draining. Power converter. It consists of push-pull configuration of transistors, which are driven by converter driver from the control section. Only desired quantity of power is delivered to the load. Control section. It senses over voltage or overcurrent at load. It changes the turn-on time of the transistors in the push-pull amplifier so that output power can be controlled. It applies pulse width modulated waveforms to converter driver circuit at 22 kHz frequency. Output section. It rectifies and filters the power received from the power section. It provides short circuit and overload protection to the power applied to the load. Voltage sense section. It generates power good signal, PGS. When all 4 voltage outputs, plus 5V, -5V, plus 12V, 2V, are steady above minimum sense levels for more than 100 milliseconds, PGS is generated by this section. It checks the maximum load current and compares it with specified current. If the connected load exceeds the specified load, current limit circuits. Shut off the output section of the SMPS, thereby avoiding damage due to overcurrent flow. Computer Hardware and Networking Chapter 2. 4. 5. Define the following power problems. I. Blackout 2. Surge 3. Spike, definition 1M each. I. Blackout. It is the complete loss of electrical power where voltage and current drop to a very low value, typically 0. They are caused due to physical interruption in the local network. 2. Surges. They are small over-voltage conditions that take place over relatively long periods of few milliseconds. 3. Spikes. It is a large over-voltage condition that occurs over short duration of few microseconds. 6. Draw pin diagram of ATX power supply. Give the function of each pin. ANS, 6M diagram, 2M explanation, 24-pin ATX 12V2.X power supply connector, 20-pin ATX connector omits the last 4 pins, 11, 12, 23, and 24. For wires have special functions. PS_on or power on is a signal from the motherboard to the power supply. When the line is connected to ground, by the motherboard, the power supply turns on. It is internally pulled up to +5V inside the power supply. PWR_OK, a power good signal, is an output from the power supply that indicates that its output has stabilized and is ready for use. It remains low for a brief time, 100 to 500 milliseconds, after the PS_on signal is pulled low. +5 VSB or +5V standby supplies power, even when the rest of the supply lines are off. This can be used to power the circuitry that controls the power on signal. +3.3V sense should be connected to the +3.3V on the motherboard, or its power connector. This connection allows for remote sensing of the voltage drop in the power supply wiring. Computer Hardware and Networking Chapter 2. 5. 7. Draw RS-232 signal interface and explain the signals. 6M ANS diagram 3M. CD. Carrier detected is used by computer to know that the modem connected to the serial port has made proper connection with modem on the other side. Signal RxD. Receive data. It is used by the device connected to the explanation serial port to send data to the computer or data sent from DCE to 3MDTE. TXD. Transmit data. It is used by the computer to send data to a device connected to the serial port or data sent from DTE to DCE. DTR. Data terminal ready. It is sent from computer to the device connected to the serial port to inform that computer is ready for communication. GND. Signal ground. This is one of the most important signal. This wire provides the necessary return path for both the data signals and the handshaking signals. DSR. Data set ready. It is sent from the device connected to the serial port to the computer to inform that the device is ready. Computer Hardware and Networking Chapter 2. 6. For communication. CTS, clear to send. It is used by the device connected to the serial port to inform to the computer that computer can start the data transmission. RTS, request to send. Once clear to send signal is received, the computer send RTS signal to the device connected to the serial port to inform that computer is also ready to start the data transmission. RI, ring indicator. It is used by the device connected to the serial port to inform to the computer that it has detected a ringing voltage on the telephone line. This is used by a modem connected to the serial port to inform to the computer that someone is calling the modem.